What is good, y'all? SGG gang, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video. Here, getting closer to wrapping up year 3, and it's not looking too good. We are 9 games under 500 right now, going into the September call-ups, or at least getting closer to September call-ups as we are working towards the end stages of the season. So if you guys are ready for all of that, you guys are ready for another episode, please hit it with a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Really help share out the video, get it out to more people so more people can see it, subscribe, and enjoy this rebuilding series with us as well. So first thing that we're going to do though is go ahead and get into maybe a couple of roster moves here. As you can see, I want to figure out why we are struggling so much, and one of the issues that I see here is Nick Solak. We picked him up in the Rule 5 draft, and so far this year he's seen good development, but he's 30 years old, so there's not much of a ceiling to go hit. And my dude's been hitting 140 coming off the bench, 23 games, only 7 hits, 4 walks, 13 Ks. My dude has more strikeouts than he does hits, and I just don't think it's working out. I don't think that Rule 5 pickup worked for us. I thought it'd be a good utility guy to have on the bench. We do have other people that can take up that role, as well as somebody that's been tearing it up at AA, Nick Manton. He's performed well at the Major League level 2 last year, coming off the bench in 78 games, batted .280 for us. Great utility guy, can play second, third, short, and all the outfield spots. So I think it'd be in our better interest to maybe bring him up. You know, this year hitting 293, 8 home runs down at the AAA level. Bring him up. Maybe also bring up Fernando Gonzalez, batting .292 and 12 home runs. I think he's pretty much killed it down at AA, done all that he can. And I think we'll make the move to get Nick Manton up for Fernando Gonzalez up into his place. And then we'll end up giving up Nick Solak back to whatever his former team was. I can't remember who he was with before us, but you see here, we'll go ahead and release him since he's Rule 5. He must stay on the roster. Releasing him ends up meaning that he will be cleared back to his previous team after he clears waivers, being offered back. So I guess that means too, like, I guess somebody else could potentially pick him up. He doesn't necessarily need to go right back to his former team, but I don't think anybody's picking him up with those stats. So we'll be sending him back, getting up a different utility player up to the Major League roster. Nick Manton, welcome back to the squad. As we need to strengthen our bench. A lot of times when our starters aren't in and the bench guys are having to come in, is when our lower offensive production is. Those guys are not hitting too well over there, other than like Matt Verlaine. So really want to make sure the bench is getting a little bit better. And then here, just kind of fill up the other AA spot, I'm going to bring up Rafael Rivera, who we picked up, third baseman, B potential at 18 years old. He's developed already to a 60, so I wanted to bring him up to see if he can get it too as well. And then we're going to bring up Danny Dietz, because I saw there was an extra spot too as well. To get him back to the AA roster, he was still killing it. It just ended up running out of space, and he was the lowest overall, so we sent him back down. But both those two guys will now be bumped up to AA to go show what they can do. Now, we also have contract extensions. This is a time period where we can actually start offering up contract extensions to people. Riley Green, for example, has been killing it. 3 years of 280 or better, been killing the home runs. And I mean, so far this year, only 8 of them, but still batting 283. He's 24 years old. He's got a lot more room to grow. Haven't even used up any of his options yet either. And as far as team control, it looks like we have like 4 years left of that. So I could offer him a pretty decent sized deal here, and it only cost me like 5 years, $50 million. It looks like right here, to go in and start eating up some of that free agency time, get him all the way through arbitration, and just get a big time deal, because I mean, he can obviously still play well and ask for more money later. So I think getting him here through 5 would be a good start. This will put him at age 29. Guys start seeing regression around 30, I still think, even in the major leagues. So I think that would be a good deal to kind of get him through his prime years, not have to worry about free agency on the last 2 years of that, and still get him at a pretty good clip here. Now, you see we end up offering 5 years, $48 million. That was enough to go ahead and get a deal done slightly under the $10 million a year mark, which is good. Morris Jones, 19 years old. He has been killing it. And honestly, I think he's deserving of a big time, like 10-year type of contract to get him really cheap, to where when the free agency comes around, when it actually does come around, he's not asking for that much money. You guys let me know down below, what are you guys' opinions on that? Should we give him that kind of bigger deal? Here I end up thinking I settled just for a little 1 year, because I mean, we still got contract renewal. He can't go anywhere, he can't offer up anything. This is kind of like a look at what he would be looking for, around 7 years, 80-ish million or so, which isn't too bad. Or I can offer the 1 year, 780K. I think I'll do that just to get him through that 1 more year of, renewals. And of course, if you guys think that he deserves the bigger contract next year when it's time to negotiate, we'll go ahead and offer up that bigger contract. So make sure you guys leave feedback down below. Who do you think deserves these big mega deals? Not even mega deals, because they're getting them at a cheaper rate before their career really takes off. See, I mean, you see Morris Jones right now is hovering around 300 on the season, and rookie year, 7 home runs, 50 RBIs, and he's not even a power guy. Next up would be Akil Baddoo. He's 26, so not really looking for a huge mega deal. Not getting a 10-year deal, but a nice 5-year contract. I wouldn't honestly be mad at getting him through age 31. He's still producing, coming off a batting championship last year, batting over 280 this year, lower in the orders. Of course, we make room for other batters, but we end up getting him on a 5-year deal too as well to go ahead and sign up to the team. Now, we got to go ahead and eat up through this month of August. And the first thing that we see here, Luis Severino has a perfect game going into this one. 7 innings, so that means I got to get the last 9 outs to get a perfect game. The first one of the series. And, of course, it will come from Luis Severino. 86 pitches into the ball game. He's facing off against Manny Machado to get things kicked off with a quick 0-2 count. Gets the call, strike on the inside edge. I mean, hey, you can't get a perfect game without a couple of umpire-friendly calls, right? And as you see down below, August AL Rookie of the Year favorites, Morris Jones and Keith Clemens are on the list. Keith Clemens higher than Morris Jones, but it's good to see 2 rookies from our team leading up there. And then you see Fernando Rosario actually leading the league too. We almost ended up picking him up as well. And he's out there killing it as that's a back-to-back strikeout start for Severino. And then we got Kim coming up next, 2-2. Not going to chase the slider, so even it up. Pitch number 100 on the way. No call. So now it just turns to a no-no. No perfect game on the line, just a no-hitter. And then that gets taken away the next at bat too, as well as that slider gets taken to the outfield. And that'll be a base hit. Now we're in some danger. Our go-ahead run is now at the plate. Severino is tired. Over 100 pitches into this thing. 0-2 count. Still trying to get chases. Corey Howell being patient. Watching 2 back-to-back. He's not going to offer up at him. Knows his team needs him to be clutch here. And you can only hold up with so long. Slider off the plate. He has to go sit down now. Not able to catch up to it. And we'll go top of the 8th here. Tim Lopez? No, it's not Lopez. It's got to be Lopes. Gets caught swinging. Gets caught looking. As well as Xander Bogaerts. Gets them both down 2 quick strikeouts, just like we started the last inning. Let's go to end things up, though, with Hollis. Now 2 guys get on again. As that goes right over to second base. Easy play for Torres. Let's get it. So we will drop things here. Going to bottom 9. Like you said, look, just 1 hit given up. Unfortunately, with the walk. Now, team actually ends up. Oh, that's why we went to the box score. Okay, they went to pull him out. So, no complete game shutout for him. Obviously, we were in player lock, so there's nothing I could do about that until it was too late. I didn't even think about that. I thought they would for sure let him go out and try to get the complete game shutout. But we bring in our closer, or newly acquired closer, I should say, and Drew Chafin, who grounds this one up the middle for a base hit. Way to get that one out there. Fernando Tatis Jr. getting his team rally started, and Manny Machado's back up. And he grounds this one right over to Torres on the 1-1. Easy play to short. Back to first base. 4-6-3 double play. And then Jake Cronenworth, he's their last hope as he watches that one upstairs. Chops this one on the ground to Clemens. And that should be the ball game. And your Tigers defeat the San Diego Padres, who are over 500. So, I mean, any kind of wins are good wins, especially against teams that are over 500. We'll take the easy wins when they come for teams that are worse than us. But we need to beat teams that are better than us if we're going to have a chance to stay in this playoff race and hunt. Severino gets his 9th win of the season. Chafin's 6th save. Since kind of stepping into a impromptu closer role. Thanks to the fact of Alex Lange being booty cheeks. Severino, 4 walks, 14 Ks here today. That is an amazing game. As you see, the offense only had 6 hits today. Green with 2 of them. A lot of offers, but Scope and Morris both hit home runs. So Morris up to 8 now from the season. I love that. 51 RBIs out of the leadoff spot. And Severino, 14 Ks, 4 walks. An amazing start by him. ERA down by 3.1 now. And that will be the first 2 games of the series going to us. In which case, in game 3, Keith Clemens has 2 home runs. We're down 7-5. And they want to see if we can go ahead and make this home run number 3. Nobody on base, though, so we'll just put us within 1. But the first pitch he sees is an upstairs screw curve. Taken deep out to right field at the warning track, the leap and grab. Great play in the outfield as he was somehow able to make that play. They're going to go to their bullpen immediately after. Scott Barlow's coming in. Great ERA this year, below 1 in 26 innings, so it's not even like it's a low sample size. That's almost 3 full games of work and keeping it below 1. And we'll see if he's able to keep that same rep up here as that slur was up high. But we got underneath his scope. We'll pop out. And we'll skip up to the top of the 9th here as we are trying to keep this lead only by 2. Matt Brash, who we got in that Alex Lange trade. finally getting a chance to pitch with him. I gotta say, his delivery is very wild. Pitches, though, are reliable. Look at that strikeout on the slider. Curveball was breaking, just not as a lot of control on it. The slider was great, though, and so was the four-seamer, too, as well as this is grounded over to Verlaine, playing a little bit of first base today. Pays to have those utility players. 1-2 to Xander Bogaerts with a last strike. He has to go sit down, and we will have 3 more outs to go up against Robert Suarez. 31-33 on the season, and we're looking to make that the 3rd blown save here, as we will go 7, 8, 9 as Baez gets the base hit into the outfield. Playing a little bit of third base today, shuffling up the order to go ahead and let guys come in. The retired Nick Mann up next. After what? Okay. So 2 really bad swings, looking like he's kind of embarrassed here, and that was one of the most embarrassing at bats. He finally gets called up here, and that's the first thing he does. And then Dylan Dingler up next. So we just got in the battle of the backups here today. So I wanted to bolster up the bench lineup in case a lot of guys get tired. As he's in playing catcher today, evened up count. Checks his swing. They're going to say he went around, ball got away. And Baez is over there playing around on the base paths. Gets thrown out. Oh, what a way to end the ball game. Baez not paying attention to what's going on. Maybe thought it had slid further away than he originally thought. Thought he could get there and try to get back when he realized it was too late. We end up losing that game 7-5. We win the series, though. Series wins will still help. Sweeps, though, will be a lot better. As we had 10 hits today in today's game. Jones and Verlaine both with 2 at the top. Keith Clemens 2 in the middle of the order. Only a couple of goose eggs. And Clemens actually, with his 2 home runs, gets up to 23 now. 3 RAS gets him to 65. And Casey Mize, just so inconsistent. Another bad start, though. 3-11 on the season after giving up 5 earned runs. As Gleyber Torres pulls his calf, he's going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks. As if the offense wasn't already struggling enough. Now we have to go and do it without him. Now, of course, we ended up winning game 1 here against the White Sox, though, 3-2. As we want to focus on this series, they are up near the top of the division, so they're going to be the team that we need to beat the most. As we get 8 hits today, Morris Jones, CJ Cron, both with a 2-piece. Spencer Torkelson getting a home run and 2 more RBIs, and Matt Manning delivering a good start for once. 4-9 on the season, but only 2 earned runs, getting that ERA below 4.5 on the year. And I wanted to focus in specifically on this revenge game. Spencer Turnbull, if you've been catching up and keeping up with the series, by the way, if you're not, if this is like your first episode or this is your first season of the series, make sure you guys go check back out the rest of the videos, get caught back up on, see how everything is, because there goes our former number 2 starting pitcher, as he's having a great season with the White Sox. He was okay with us, he was decent, but I wanted to make room for some of our young guys to come up, so we ended up letting him go if he wasn't willing to sign for cheap. And now he's having a good year for a team that might go to the postseason. And we'll get a look at him today as an enemy rather than a teammate. Morris Jones getting his actual first look at him, as his first season up. He didn't get to practice with him. And maybe that factored into the fact of him grounding out that 4-seamer over to first base. Quick out number 1. Riley Green, former teammate, popping up the 2-1 pitch there to take it even. 2-2. Gets a 4-seamer upstairs. That, I mean, you really have to swing at that. You can't force it to get called, but this will be flied right to left field. And we have 2 outs quickly in the first inning. Keith Clemens has to be some kind of hero for us. He's hitting over 302 as well last night. 2 for 4 game. Batting 300 right now and leading the team in home runs. I never saw this coming because he's not even the most, prolific power hitter on the squad. But he's leading the way. 23 of them things on the season. 1-0. Taking the 4-seamer low, gets called. So like I said, you got to pay attention. You never know what they're going to call. 2-2. That could have easily been called a strike. He had to swing. I'm not mad at it. Had good timing. Just unfortunately got underneath it. It'll be a pop-up. We'll have to take this thing into the bottom of the first innings. We were not able to go in and get up against Mr. Turnbull there that time around. But Jackson Jobe will be the man facing off against a 5-9 record. Not too bad. 5.1 ERA, though. Whip at a 1.5. In 117 innings, 119 hits, 99 strikeouts. So I think he's had about as good a season as you could expect a rookie to have. And although I could say I wish I expected more from him, I did see it probably being around a high 4, low 5 ERA. But I did not see the first 4 in front of him struggling to combat with that. I was hoping like if he's the lone sole struggler on the squad. And that has not been the case so far, as the last 3 have all struggled. And that's probably why we are sitting here looking about 7-8 games under 500 now, as that one gets taken to the bag easily. Get the first 2 outs though. Jackson Jobe looking clean here to start the game. Only 10 pitches through here. 1-0 to Robert Jr. Grounds us over to Clemens. Easy play. He gets through the first inning. Pretty seamless, pretty clean, and we'll go ahead and stay with him. We're going to focus in, see if he can go in and get more outs, shut everybody down as Jimenez. 3-1 hitters count. No call on the four-seamer there for the rook, and he'll have to take his way over to first base. Gavin Sheets, 1-2, swings through the four-seamer outside. 93, not blazing speed, but if you can mix it up with some of the other off-speed stuff, you can make it look blazing, as that's 2 back-to-back swings and misses, and he'll have to go sit down as well. Montgomery watching that one upstairs, and he's got a great chance here, 2 outs to still keep this rally going. Chops this one on the ground. Jobe's going to grab it himself, throw over to first base. Easy plays. So that's 2 clean innings. ERA probably, shrinking at least a little bit. Now we're getting closer to that 5 mark, maybe getting them below 4.9, as Zavela batting .317 out of the 8 spot. You can do some things when you're 8-9 are killing the game, especially if your leadoff hitter is still killing it, as well as this one is skied out to Badu, who will glove this one in. Easy plays, and we're looking good right now. 7 up. Well, I should say 8 up, 7 down, but no runs across. Still haven't given up any solid contact. The only thing that happened was a walk. Speaking of walks, that's walk number 2 in the game for him, losing them yet another batter. 3-1. Nico Horner. 2-2. Make that 3-2 as Iglesias now in the on-deck circle. Only 1 home run this season. Wow. That is, he's going to have to worry about power coming from there. This is on the ground. Hernandez dives, knocks it down. Will he be able to make the play at first? Not in time. He's able to get in there cleanly and smoothly. Now we have runners at first and second, but Iglesias could end up grounding this one on the ground. They went with a hit and run tactic, so second base, Cesar Hernandez was not there. And the ball gets away. It's going up against to the backstop. Jobe is going to have to back this one up and grab it. Runner won't come home, but Iglesias will move over to second. It's an RBI base hit. I'm guessing they'll just attach an error on it. And the hits just don't even stop after that. Robert Jr. takes this one out to left field. That'll score 1. Iglesias is going to come around, throw, not going to be anywhere close. And now it is 3-0, just like that. If that error doesn't happen, runner's still at first base. I mean, he probably moves over to second at least. But that strikeout by Jimenez is clutch. And then 2-2 here to Gavin Sheets. This ball gets away. Oh, he's going to take off for second base. Throw will happen down quick. Not going to get him. So runners are now at second and third off the wild pitch. I'm second and third. I'm still off of it. If the error never happened, Iglesias still on third base. Full count, though. Swing. Oh, no. They get a call, strike 3 on the inside. I thought he might have swung at that one. That pitch looked good to me up here in the booth, but I guess to him, it looked like a ball. To the ump, though, we thought of like strike 3. And on the full count to Andrew Vaughn to start out the next inning, he takes this one deep back, and it'll hit up against the wall. Green just lets it bump past his face, so Jones is going to have to play this one. Thankfully, not a whole lot of speed, and he stops at second base. But that's a leadoff double, and this is not looking too good. 70 pitches already through only 3 innings. We have to somehow stop this bleeding so that way my boy can at least see 5. But I do want to make sure I get him a mound visit after a wild pitch. We have runners at first and second. I want to make sure Tyler Alexander is getting up and warm because Ronnie Garcia is a little bit tired from pitching previously. And there you go. That's exactly what you want to happen outside of a no. Throw. Oh, Skull. No. It's an E5. I was about to say that's exactly what you want coming out of a mound visit. A double play ball. Tried to go to second. Saw there was not enough time to get him. Tried to go back to first base, but by that point, it was too late. So now we have bases loaded, still no outs. Jackson Jobe's getting tired. Gets the strikeout, though, on the check swing for the curveball at least. And now Nico can get us out of here if he grounds this one on a double play. 3-2. Gets him to swing over the curveball. That break was nasty. And that's back-to-back. Now it just needs an out on Jose Iglesias, who did hit the clutch hit earlier to get basically the run started for him. And now we need him to do exactly that over to Torkelson. Takes it himself. He gets out of the bases loaded, no outs jam with 2 Ks and a ground ball. And now we at least have a chance to maybe get some of our offense moving. Akil Badu gets this one out over the center fielder's head. It'll get down for an easy double. I like that. That's how we need to start off the innings. We've been shut down. Spencer Turnbull has been keeping us cold. You haven't seen any hitting for 4 innings because we haven't been hitting. As this one grounds up the middle. Badu will at least move over to third base off Hernandez's sack hit. And that'll go ahead and bring up Spencer Torkelson, who got the final out last time. Can he get us our first run this time around? Gets a four-seamer to hit. Timed it up well, but it will be skied to center field. Deep enough, though, that Badu's going to test it. Throw will go up the line just a couple steps. Easy run. Now it's 3-1. That was all we were able to muster up in that inning, and I had seen enough. Pitch count was way too high for Jackson Joe. We're going to go Tyler Alexander, who has done great in his long relief role. Been kind of up and down, but he's kept the ERA below 4 and really looked strong, especially when I pitch with him. When I'm in the games and I'm playing the full games, he looks solid. He looks strong. When we're simming, his stats always come out pretty good. He's had a couple rough outings here and there, but every pitcher will. And I think we can hold this lead here to just 2, give our offense some time to wake up. Maybe we can still win this ball game. Now, base hit did start out the inning, so we have a runner at first base. As Jimenez skies this one out to Jones in center field, who will take charge, get underneath, and go ahead and reel it in. Next up, Gavin Sheets. First pitch that he sees, he'll pop up, skied up. Hernandez will go ahead and call off Torkelson, take it himself, and makes the easy play. So just like that, base hit, but 2 pop-ups. And Andrew Vaughn has to make something happen here with 2 outs. And the cutter looking beautiful right now. It's really got him thinking, let's go ahead and throw something away from him with the circle change. He can't catch up to it. So let's go right back to it, try to get the strikeout, and we will on the sinker this time around. 2 pitches that do basically almost a similar thing, just a little bit change in speed. Can really shake things up. And we'll go top 7 now, 2 outs. Akil Baddoo doing it once again. This one will get down in front of the center fielder. He'll be able to corral it in, though, to just hold him to a base hit. But with 2 outs, that might be a rally starter. Spencer Turnbull is still in the ballgame. Only 71 pitches through this point. Cesar Hernandez, as they're checking to make sure that Baddoo does not move up. You know he's got speed, too. He's the one that taught Morris Jones how to run fast. Hernandez takes this one out to right field. This one looks like it'll get up against the wall in the outfield. It may be a little bit too hard to think about coming home, so we'll keep the runner at third. It will be a double with 2 outs. And this is a chance here. Time Run is now in scoring position at second with his 4th double of the season. And they're going to go ahead and go to the bullpen. They've seen enough, had enough. They're going to go ahead and switch out arms here. What a good start in his, not return to Detroit, but in his return to see his old team. Probably have faced them early in the season, but here late in the season, we want to focus on the divisional games. You can see they're there in second place trying to chase the Guardians too as well. So the more wins we get against them, the farther they get away from the Guardians, closer we get to the Guardians. That's how I look at it. As they go to their bullpen and pick up one of our other former pitchers, Ronaldo Lopez, also having another great season. He kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch with us. I wanted to switch out our relievers, and maybe that was a bad idea because now he's turned his year around and has a chance here to get Torkelson stringing and missing, and that'll end the run scoring opportunity. Way to go ahead and bring in a new pitcher at the right time and bring in the right pitcher as they keep this to a 3-1 ball game. And Tyler Alexander still willing and dealing. 31 pitches through his outings. He's looking probably to close this one out, especially if we don't get the lead. He'll probably pitch the 7th and 8th at the most too, least and most. I want him to pitch 7th and 8th. We'll probably bring our closer in if we have to pitch in the 9th, because obviously that would mean that we have taken the lead. Well, I guess you could say it's a tie game. At the point of a tie game, I'll probably still bring in somebody else to go the 9th and 10th. But here we got a leadoff double, but 2 quick back-to-back outs as Gavin Sheets is up next. Takes this one deep out to center field. This is going a long way, carrying way back, gone. Not that deep of a shot, but it is a 2-run shot, 400 feet out of the park. His 15th of the season, and that just increases the lead ever so slightly, 5-1. And it's just something about the player's curse. Watch, now we're about to go and get 4 runs and lose this game 5-4. And if it had just not been for that one pitch, that one cutter that caught too much of the plate, as we'll go ahead and bring in Jason Foley. 6 2/3, 5.4 ERA. So most likely just gave up 2 earned runs. So, not a huge sample size, but we want to try to get that ERA down since nobody else is, since we're down 4, no harm, no foul to go ahead and bring them in and try to get these last couple of outs. 1-1 here. This one's skied on liner to Green. Base hit with 2 outs as the inning is still not yet over. Montgomery. 1-2. Swings and misses over the top of the sinker. There we go. Thank goodness we ended the inning before things got worse as Gavin Sheets did his job. For them, they're going to the bullpen again. Scott Alexander, not the closer right now, but 3.26 ERA. And he's looking to go ahead and shut us down in the 8th as we'll be going 9-1-2. Might be a good opportunity to get a couple runs in if Jake Rogers can start us out right. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Gets the first pitch slider, and I saw that when he was right on top of it. Good timing. Had good timing, but did not put the bat where it needed to be. Easy ground ball. Morris Jones coming up and trying to be maybe a little bit more patient, watching that slider at the ankles. Then gets a sinker right down the middle. Good timing again, but that pitch moves low. And he hasn't adjusted to it just yet. Got to realize when that sinker is not the four-seamer. It chops it on the ground. Or an easy ground ball out there. And it'll be up to Riley Green, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Kind of struggling. Gets a slider, though. An unlucky break as it goes right to the first baseman's glove. You would love to see that be a rocket double down the line, but jumped just high enough and at the right point to get the out. Now we'll stay Jason Foley here, bottom of the 8th. Looking to keep this game as close as possible. 1-1. Flies this one out to Green, who will not be able to get there in time and plays the ball really bad. As that'll get past him, was not able to cut it off, and that'll be a leadoff double. I think if he's able to cut that off, it's probably just a base hit. Took a bad angle to it, maybe tried to originally try to catch it, didn't read it till too late that he wasn't going to be able to, and then switched up the angle. So Oscar's up next, and he lines this one into the outfield. This will get down into the gap. Can Badu cut it off? He will not be able to. Not enough speed. It'll be an RBI double, and now the lead is 6-1. Jason Foley, we need to calm this inning down. 2-1 count here. Good slider on Nico. Let's come back and get this strikeout in on the hands. Check. They're saying he didn't go around. That looked like he went all the way around. And when you don't get the umpire calls, you already know it's about to be an RBI house call. This one gets up against the wall. It's another RBI double. And there's still no outs in the inning. Don't get it wrong. There's still 0 outs. We need to see if Jason Foley can at least give me one while we work the bullpen out and get somebody ready. As this is a blooper that's going to look like it gets down in front of Green. He'll have to come in firing rather slowly as he gathers himself. And that's an RBI base hit. Once again, not able to make anything happen to keep this game from really ballooning out of the way. Torkelson, great knockdown. And what was that? Foley didn't cover the bag. They're going to give the error to Torkelson, which I thought was messed up. So, yeah, you don't want to pitch. You don't want to cover bags to get outs and cause your teammates to get errors. I got to get you about the game. We're going with Matt Brash to go ahead and come in and try to close this out. I mean, we have ballooned the lead up to 8-1 for them. There's still no outs. Runners first and second. With that walk, his base is loaded. And I need somebody to do something. Gavin Sheets watching the first one. Pops this one out to Morris Jones. They're going to get underneath. This will be way too deep to try to go home with it. He's going to have to come into the cutoff man. Clemens is going over to third base. Runners all move up basically except for first base. And it'll be another RBI sac fly. It's now 9-1. Andrew Vaughn up next, 2-2. Swings and misses over the curveball. He'll go sit down. Great break on that. Montgomery, you're the last hope. 1-2. Pops this one. This is going deep. Back near the warning track for Green, who gloves it in about midway through. And now we are really down to our last life here. Last 3 lives is 3, 4, and 5. So I guess technically who you want up. We're starting with Keith Clemens, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Can he change his fortunes way too early on the circle change? Gets a sinker this time late. So that one's out of here. 0-2. Cork screwed into the ground off the sinker in on the hands. Was not able to go ahead and read it. And oh, you see, dang, hitless. 17 street. This is why we doing bad, CJ Cron, because you can't seem to hit the ball. Hits it right back to the pitcher this time, and that's an easy ground out. Our last hope is Jonathan Scope, who is 1-1 in the count. 2 outs. Gets a pitch to hit. That is down the line. Base hit. Finally, able to hit that circle change down the line. Just like that, it's a kill Badu. Set to keep the rally going. It's going to be tough to score 8 straight, but we can do it. It's been done before. Just not here today. As that grounds over to first base. White Sox go ahead and come out of here with the victory. I thought I had a little bit of minute hope that maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to make something shake. But this offensive lineup is just not, hitting like it was last year. It's just not doing what I need to do. It's great in areas. especially the top. Jones. I mean, my 3 guys went 0 for 4 today, but those guys are normally hitting. And today, I guess you can say when they ain't hitting, we ain't winning. Joe, 4 innings, 7 Ks, but a 3 earned runs gets his ERA to a 5.1. You see Foley's at a 10 after giving up the earned runs that he did. And we come back the very next day and lose 1-3 as well. As in the final series, top of the 9, we are down 4-3 with a chance to maybe walk this one off. Maybe redeem ourselves. We won game 1. We're trying to at least tie the series up and not get beat 3-1. As Liam Hendricks is trying to close us out. First pitch he throws is fouled off. 99 heat. Got to be ready for it. And that time we were not. That one came in at 98. As you see here, Liam Hendricks is actually 3rd in saves in the American League too as well. Looking to increase that. Maybe get up to 2nd or 1st place. But definitely trying to get one more save here today. Is that his watch down low. Now you got to go unthaw yourself because you were froze on the heat. And actually it'll be CJ Cron, who is 2 for 4 today. So maybe that's a little hope. Seen the ball maybe a little bit better. Down to his final strike though. 1-2. Chopped on the ground to shortstop. He's got 18 speed, so he could probably run it over there himself as they get the final out. We will lose the series to the White Sox, which is rather unfortunate and puts the record even lower down. But 9 hits as a team, only able to muster up 3 runs. We got to do better, especially when 2 of them were solo shots by Kibadu and CJ Cron. You got to do better in this game. And that's a 3-game losing streak heading into the Miami Marlins series. As you can see, we still got some critical situations here. Casey Mize has a complete game shutout on the line. Don't want to ruin that for him, so we'll go ahead and let him finish that up. And we end up losing the last 2 games, so we lose that series as well against Miami, who actually are worse than us, but now I guess not. As we're now down to 54-66 as far as our record goes this season. Now, looking at this box score, you can see we're not scoring a lot of runs. The run support is just not there. 1 run, 1 run, 3 runs, 1 run. 1 run. Even in the 2 games that we won to start the month, 1 and 2 runs. The game that we won against the White Sox in game 1, 3 runs. Something is going on with this offense, and I just don't know what the fix could be. I really feel like our top 3 are pretty good. They're just on cold streaks as far as 2 of them. CJ Cron is not hitting where I wanted him to. Jonathan Scope is batting under 200 now. So I think I'm going to move him and Akil Badu and switch them because he's at least hitting 280. And then move Cesar Hernandez up too as well. Remember, Laboratorias is hurt. And speaking of hitting under 200, we're going to go to Jonathan Scope. 15 home runs, 39 RBIs on the season. Was one of our best hitters last year, especially when it came to power. He was somebody that I could count on for at least a little bit of power. We had him in there in the 5 spot, and he was doing, or 3 spot, and he was doing work. This year around, kind of moved him all over the lineup and hasn't really been able to do much as he gets a leadoff or 1-out double here, though. Start his player lot game against the White Sox, going up against Spencer Turnbull again. So, you know, this is the first time we're seeing him at the home park that I can remember. We'll call this his revenge home game debut, first game back in Detroit. As this one is chopped on the ground, it's a broken back. Catcher's going to go ahead and get it, throw over to first, easy play. And just like that, there's still no run across, but we're at third. What's Ben Rogers going to do? Is he going to do something great? Oh, no, he going to do something lame. He going to line it right to the third baseman. Go bottom 4 here, 1 out. We're in scoring position, so we can be clutch. Get the first run of the ball game, but we reach on the cutter way out the plate. Chop this one down. At least the runners in scoring position, though. We just were not able to go ahead and move forward with it. So we have a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. And that circle change was not able to go ahead and do anything. The 4-seamer, though, throws us over to second base, over to first, and that'll be a double play to go ahead and end out the inning. And that'll basically be, you know, it for us. Andrew Chafin comes in, saves the door, shuts the door, saves the game. And we're able to go ahead and get out of here with a victory. So this is exactly what we wanted to have happen, man. We want to beat the guys in our division as much as possible, especially here down the last 2 months of the season. We need to gain ground on them as much as we need to win every other game to obviously get over 500. We need to win these ones, especially to also take them down a notch and buy us time to win those games against other people. So Tariq Ball, once again, has a great start. 16th win on the season, 8 innings, 5 hits, only 4 Ks this time. So, you know, not very strikeout heavy, but I guess efficient with his pitches because he was able to still get those outs in. See 11 hits as a team, only 4 runs, which is still good. Okay, Morris Jones, another 3-hit day, well over 300. Keith Clemens climbing towards that 300 as well, getting 2 of those things. And Akil Badu getting 2 more as well. So some triples and doubles. So plenty of extra base hits, plenty of opportunities to get guys in. And the whole team, this is exactly what I imagine us looking like, is looking strong. Now, of course, we're not at full power. Jake Rogers is still playing a catcher. We got to wait for our guy to come back. But Keith Clemens, on top of rookie of the year right now, batting 287 to 897 OPS, 23 homers, 66 ribbies. He has looked as strong as you could want a rookie to look. And I mean, when we drafted him, we knew this could be a possibility. He had the skill set to basically be ready day one. We just got him a little minor league experience to help him level up just a little bit because his potential was not always there as far as going up to the next level, getting to the 80s, 90s. He may be a career 70 type of player, but if he can be a 70 and give me these kind of numbers, 280, 290, 20 to 25 homers, 70 plus RBIs, and can hit in the 3 spot for us, I will take that. And play solid defense too. Shortstop is no slouch at all. He's putting up solid defensive numbers too as well. So I gotta say, I'm really impressed with all of his game. I think between him and Morris Jones, I'd give a slight edge to Morris Jones just because he's hitting over 300 as a rookie in the leadoff spot. It's not like he's hitting 300 at the bottom of the lineup where the easier pitches kind of get thrown. He's starting out the game with the most pressure and getting it done. But only stats at the end of the season will prove that. Let me know down below who is your early, or who, I guess it's not even early, but who is your prediction for rookie of the year, or who would you like to see win it between those two? Now, you see we were able to get on base here with Keith Clemens. We are down 3-1 though, but we're in scoring position here. So Akil Baddoo traps this one on the ground and gets through. So not only the RBI, but he's able to go ahead and come all the way around. And just like that, it's a 3-2 ball game, and that's what you can have happen when your 3-hitter is clutch. Akil Baddoo being clutch too as well, moving up to that 5 spot. I really think that made a huge difference as we get ahead a little bit. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. And it's now 7-6. So offense is in a full effect here. And another base hit down the line. This will get through. We're going to try to test it for 2. We're going to start off with it. See if the throw is a little bit wild. It's not. So we'll just go ahead and take care of business with a 1-out base hit. And that'll be up to CJ or Akil to go ahead and bring us around once again. Full count. We're going to take off for it. He swings and misses on the strikeout. And we are sliding in safely. So now at least runners in scoring position. If he can give us another one of those base hits down the line, we should be able to score here. 1-2. On the ground, it will get through. Second base was not able to pull it up. We're going for the tie. We're coming in. Throw goes up the line a little bit as he comes forward to protect it. And we tied up the ball game. Akil Baddoo, 2 RBIs that we've seen have helped us out. And we actually have the lead here now, up 8-7. Jordan Hicks trying to keep it down for us. We go and don't get up any more offense. So it's down for a save, error, strikeout. And why not? Let's go ahead and come in here. The only reason the runner's at first base is because of an error. So Andrew Chafin trying to shut the door here, get another save. Eloy Jimenez down to his final strike. 1-2. Chops this one on the ground. It'll go over to second base. We're going to come in, make the play for 1. Throw goes over to first base for 2. And we got it. Double play to end the inning and win the game. Those are back-to-back Dubskis. Sweeping a little 2-game mid-week set here against the White Sox will help us get us 2 games closer to at least them. Maybe not the 2 games closer to the Guardians, but 2 games closer to them, and they're in second place. So second place is a way better chance to make the wild card than 4th place. I would just start out by saying that much. And Jake Rogers actually getting player of the game here today. 2 for 4, a home run. So very efficient there. Riley Green gets his 9th home run of the season, 16th double. Only at 38 RBIs, which I guess is kind of surprising at the 2 spot with how much Morris Jones gets on, but we're still working it out. Errors coming from Scope and Hicks there in the field. The pitcher actually getting an error. That's crazy. Keith Clemens steals his 10th base. Severino only 4 innings, 6 earned, so an uncharacteristic bad start. But the rest of the bullpen shut the door completely. No more runs given up after Tyler Alexander, and the offense showed out today, giving up 8 runs here. And after that simple lineup fix, you see 4 runs, 8 runs. It depends on where you got guys hitting and how good they're doing. You see we're at 56 and 66 now, 20 games back in first place behind the Guardians, so we have a lot of work to do. Just wanted to go ahead and give a quick stat update though, before of course we get back into anything else. As the team hits leader right now is Morris Jones. 136 of them things and 447 at bats, batting over 304. Riley Green at 118, Akil Baddoo at 115, CJ Cron at 113. Keith Clemens 1 hit away from hitting his 100th of the season, but leading the way in home runs and RBIs with 23 and 69. As Morris Jones leads in runs at 62, so he's not only getting on, he's getting around. Leading in average, we have a lot of guys over the 270, 250 mark. On base is looking good too as well, 375. OPS leader Keith Clemens with a 905, close to that 1,000. Strikeouts, CJ Cron 124. Actually, Morris Jones is striking out a lot with 106. Leading the way though in doubles with 39. I think that could basically almost put him part of the the 30-30 club, 30 doubles, almost at 40. And he's 2 stolen bases away from 30 stolen bases. And maybe he can even reach the 40-40 club, 40 doubles, 40 stolen bases by the end of the year. That would, I think, solidify him in my mind as rookie of the year if he's able to hit that 40-40 and bat over 300. Now, errors, you see Torkelson leading the way with 11 of them things. WAR, Keith Clemens with a 3.8. Gleyber Torres, who is hurt right now, is at a 3.2. But let's not forget about him. His 19 home runs, 258 average. Kibadu's at a 2.9. Where he's at, Morris Jones is a rookie. He's at 1.9. I just want to look at ISO numbers here quickly. Keith Clemens is batting 271 ISO. And I hear 200 is supposed to be like above average. He's batting almost 300 with his ISO. 14.7 at-bats per home run. He has been killing them things and probably could have even been in the home run derby. But going on to the pitching side of things, of course, we know Tariq Skubal has been killing it. Jackson Jobe leading in walks with 66. Also having 110 strikeouts, though, is Skubal and Severino, the only other ones with over 100. But Mize and Manning aren't far behind, just 3 and 4 apart. As you see, Jobe has been getting a lot of development boostings, especially because of the high strikeout totals. ERA, of course, we got 3-4 guys over 4 ERA, which I guess is pretty good. But the only thing that's not good is that 3 of the 4 are our starting pitchers. That's where our roles come in. The bullpen is doing good. If we just had more consistency, even out of one of them, like if Matt Manning stepped up, he's been up here before. If he would just step up, we would be fine. 20 to 25 games have been quality for Tariq. 14 for 25 for Luis, 8 for 24 for Casey, 11 for 24 for Matt, and 8 for 24 for Jackson. Those are under 500 numbers there for those 3. Somebody has to step up, and it needs to be Matt, honestly, but Casey's a better overall, so I expect it out of him too. So those both numbers should be fixed. It's also because of the home runs. Matt Manning's giving up 25 of those things this season. Tariq's at a 5 WAR, which that's very high, honestly. I gotta say, that's probably one of the league leaders I would want to bet. So I come in here to look to see. And actually, he's behind Shane McClanahan, who's at a 5.7. Looking at his stats on the season, he's 10 for 8, 172 Ks, a 2.11 ERA, 103 WHIP, 24 quality starts out of 25 starts. I guess could be those things that are doing it. I mean, more wins, less losses, same amount of innings pitched, strikeouts relatively the same, ERA just slightly above, WHIP basically the same. So I'm not seeing the difference there in that and why it's so different. But, I mean, hey, to each his own. I think Tariq Skubal probably should be the top dog. But looking at the batting average leaders tier 2 as well, Morris Jones is at his top 10 in average, leading the way in the American League in doubles by himself with 39. So that's very impressive to do as a rookie. We're going to jump right back into some more simulation, trying to get to the end of August here, as we're going to take a series here against Cincinnati, getting closer and closer to being back at 500. This has been a better month for us. 6 hits, but we were able to capitalize on 4 runs thanks to home runs from Jones and Torkelson. And Matt Manning actually produces a good start. 8 innings, 1 earned. We don't even care that he only got 4 strikeouts, but at least the ERA is starting to dip below 4. It's almost there. The next day out, we ended up winning 8-2 with 10 hits. Jones and Green at the top of the lineup with 2. Torkelson the only one with a goose egg. And Rodgers goes in and smacks home run number 3 on the season with 4 RBIs. That's finally a good game. Now he has an error in the field, which sucks, but and Morris Jones gets 2 more stolen bases, which is solidified at 30 for 30 at least. So now he's on the road to that 40 for 40. Can he get the 40 doubles, 40 stolen bases? Let me know down below if you guys think he is capable of doing it and how impressive that would be as a rookie. Now, we got a 2-game set against the Cubs, 4-game set against Oakland. We end up sweeping the Cubs, so I guess it's a 4-game winning streak here with a 2-1 and 7-2 victory. And can we keep it going against a lackluster Oakland team? We do for the first 2, lose the last one. Andrew Chafin will be out for a couple days, but take the series in Oakland 3-1. So there it is. Look how closely we are now back to being at 500 with a little win streak right there, a little 6-game win streak, winning 7. What is that? 7 of our last 8. Would it be? We are able to now be 5 games under 500. And Casey Mize actually getting a complete game shutout with 12 Ks. I knew he was capable of it. I just need to see it more frequently. More frequent starts. Doesn't have to be a complete game shutout, but give me more starts like that. Let's lower that ERA a little bit. Now, we end up losing the series here against Minnesota, taking game 1, but losing the last 2. But we at least get to end up here against Oakland, which place we take game 1 7-3. Take game 2, look like 6-3. As now we are 4 games under 500, actually 8-3. 4 games under 500 though at a 66-70 record. We're way better than we were starting August, and this is a very successful month for us. You see this win 7-3. Riley Green actually hits 2 home runs, part of a 3-hit 4 RBI day out of that spot. So very, very impressive. Jackson Jobe puts together a good start. 6 1/3, 3 earned. ERAs might be able to dip below 5 here in one more start. And then the outing right after, we put up 8 runs, 9 hits, 2 more for Jones and Akil, as Jones hits another double. Home runs from Green, Badu, and Torres. Finally welcoming back to the starting lineup, and Jones gets another stolen base. He's on the road for them 40. Skubal, great outing, 7 innings, only 1 earned run thanks to an error from Torres. 2 runs came in unearned, so ERA is now dipping below the 2 range here pretty soon. And that'll basically be kind of what we wrap up with here today. Let's quick look at the stats. We haven't been eliminated out of the division yet. We're now only 16.5 back of the Guardians, but they are long ways away. We gotta hope that first the goal is to get to 500, get over 500. Then we can start talking about overtaking some of these teams. But if you look in the wild card, we're only 6 games back. 2 teams have already been eliminated in Athletics and Royals, but we're 21 games away from being eliminated as the Red Sox are on their way to as well. But 6 games back of the Yankees at 72 and 64. So we honestly aren't that far back, y'all. It can be done if we have another good month like that. We go on a couple of winning streaks, and we hope that the Yankees and the people in front of us start going on some losing streaks. It could be very possible we take it up. Now, a quick look down at the minor league stats, though, as their seasons are starting to wind down. Drew Jones up to a 77 overall, but still struggling. We're seeing good development from Fernando Gonzalez, who's done limited time now at AAA, played this whole month here. Jace Jung is looking good, 278, 15 home runs. What we're looking at, obviously, is guys that are going to come up for September call-ups. And I think Jace Jung is one of them. We need more help in the infield depth, and he's looked good at AAA this season. I think Fernando Gonzalez is just too early. He's only had 1 month at AAA. Andrew Jones could be somebody. Still kind of struggling pitching staff-wise. I'm not really seeing anything that jumps out at me that says, hey, I might be ready to make the jump. Because I use September call-ups as a way to see who might be ready to move up. Now here, Troy Melton, 71 overall. He's got a 2.8 ERA. He's been pitching pretty well. He's only got C potential at 24 though, so I don't know how much more of a ceiling he has. Garrett Hill is performing good, but like he always does, and then we get him up here and he performs bad. Drew Dawson is looking really good, and the only thing holding me back is his overall 61 overall, but my man has been repeatedly killing it at these minor league systems. A 1.9 ERA, 0.87 whip. He might deserve a chance to come up in spring training, honestly, even despite the 61 overall. I'm waiting to see if it gets better and he develops, but he might deserve his chance to go ahead and move up. Let me know down below once again what you guys think. I want feedback from you guys. I want you guys to have things to comment. I always ask to comment, but now I'm giving you guys things to give answers to if you guys have the answers, Sway. So, does Drew Dawson deserve a chance to come up? Is it too early? Does he deserve the spring? Or should we wait till his overall gets even better? Who knows? The bullpen is a mysterious game. Honestly, it feels like sometimes the overalls just don't even matter. You can have a fire season one year, a bad season the next year, and then a fire season the next year. So it's so up and down, so inconsistent. You just got to hope you catch him on a good year. And that is the year that a lot of times out of 10, you have what we did last year and go to the postseason as a high seed. And unfortunately, we just got gassed out and swept. But it could be possible. So let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys are ready for what should be the final episode of the year, we will basically we're 4 games under 500. Let's be honest. Playoffs is pretty unrealistic right now. It's possible. It hasn't been ruled out, but it's unrealistic. So we'll probably go through this month quickly. A couple critical situations, player locks to get us through it, and playing the final game of the season against the Giants. But I will not be opposed to slowing it down. Say we beat Oakland here, sweep Minnesota, take 2 or 3 against Atlanta, sweep Boston, and we're going to the Royals series. And now all of a sudden we are a game out of the wild card or tied with the wild card, and then we sweep the Royals. I might split September in half right there, and we start out with the Cardinals in another episode. So make sure you guys tune in to find out what's going to happen. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for your boy if you guys are enjoying the series. And I will catch you guys in the next one. It's me, boy. Shout to Smooth, aka Black Okage, Black Avatar, King Leo. Make sure you guys go over and check out that race channel, because over here it's SmooveGotGame, baby, aka GM Smooth, aka SGG. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. I will be out for the day. Next part coming soon. Peace.